Hey guys, welcome to Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Here's your meme of the day, brought to you by FiveMind.com. You know, it's really fascinating. It seems like we're almost caught in this death loop, this socialist revolution that's running on repeat over and over again. You know, I guess the question is, how many times until people learn their lesson? But nope, here we go again. You know, it's absolutely insane watching a city like New York City going in so quickly to run the exact same experiment over again. Somehow this time expecting a completely different result, a different ending. Mamdani is making some of the biggest moves yet since winning his election, and it's literally just a woke rerun, the same idiotic woke nonsense that got us here in the first place. That's what I mean by this woke death loop. Here we are with all of these new fancy socialist ideas, a new revolution for the people, as if we haven't tried this to extreme failure over and over again across the globe. Nope, we've got to do it again. New York City is off to a real rough start here, folks. Let me show you guys exactly how rough, but first, this video is brought to you guys by a sponsor, so let's play that clip. This video is brought to you by Raycon. Well, folks, part of my job is being chronically online, and of course, that means staying constantly plugged in. So whether I'm going for a walk or a bike ride or getting into some task at home, I like to stay tuned in to what's going on, listening to the news, the best podcasts, or my favorite music, of course, and that's where the Raycon Everyday Earbud Classics come in handy. I'm telling you guys, it's been years and I always keep these in my pocket. And of course, you know they're a longtime sponsor of the channel. Well, if you're looking for a holiday gift, these are it. And these are the latest upgraded model. You've got active noise cancellation that actually works, multi-point connectivity so you could pair two devices at once. Of course, they're super comfortable, they're ergonomic, the sound quality is fantastic, you've got touch controls, and all of it on a massive battery life of 32 hours with the charging case. I'm telling you, these things are awesome. They can go against any premium earbud. And the best part is, they're pretty much a fraction of the price. And it gets even better when you hear this. Here's the deal. The Everyday Earbud Classics are here with Raycon, offering up to 20% off this holiday season. Simply click the link down below in the description or go to buyraycon.com/hivemind to save on Raycon audio products site-wide. Order by December 15th to guarantee delivery by Christmas, because great gifts shouldn't show up late. Click the link. A huge thank you to Raycon. Now back to the video. Well, here we are. Mamdani's first order of business as apparent comrade mayor-elect, really hitting us with his top priorities list here. He now hits us with an order to stop Eric Adams' homelessness encampment sweeps.
Homeless encampments are going to be allowed under the Mamdani administration. The mayor-elect says he's going to halt a policy put in place by Mayor Eric Adams to break up those encampments. Adams instituted the policy not long after taking office, when homeless people were being linked to crime. As a result, police were instructed to cite people for quality of life violations and break up the encampments.
Connecting those New Yorkers to housing, whether it's supportive housing, whether it's rental housing, whatever kind of housing it is. If you are not connecting homeless New Yorkers to the housing that they so desperately need, then you cannot deem anything you're doing to be a success.
Mamdani also says people will not be involuntarily committed except in the rarest of circumstances.
Of course, of course. Nothing says leftist utopia, we're all gonna live in a beautiful futuristic communist city, like bringing back the homelessness tents. Let's bring back the tent cities. Nothing says utopia like Fentanyl Alley. Yeah, the priority here is not to clean the city. It's not to restore order. No, it's to re-enable homelessness on the streets. It's to hand over the sidewalks to the country's homeless drug users. Right back to the mindset of thinking that it's no problem if people are smoking crack at the same place where kids are getting picked up for school in their school bus. I mean, what a quick reversal, and how fast things moved. I mean, last election, the top issue in New York was crime and disorder. That's what all the polls were saying. We saw the homelessness, the no cash bail, the random assaults on the streets and in the subway, the Tren de Aragua gang members operating across New York City streets, cartel and gang infestation, human trafficking, drug trafficking, homelessness and despair across the city running rampant with absolutely no order or enforcement. It was an absolute woke disaster on the streets, and then boom, like a flash, apparently everybody, at least in Manhattan, just forgets. 2025 now rolls around, and here we go. Let's elect a Zoran Mamdani. Let's put the homeless back on the streets. And now with the second order of business.
Last weekend, ICE attempted to raid Canal Street and detain our immigrant neighbors. As mayor, I'll protect the rights of every single New Yorker, and that includes the more than 3 million immigrants who call this city their home. But we can all stand up to ICE if you know your rights. If you encounter ICE, these are the things that every New Yorker should know. First, ICE cannot enter into private spaces like your home, school, or a private area of your workplace without a judicial warrant signed by a judge. That looks like this. If ICE does not have a judicial warrant signed by a judge, you have the right to say, "I do not consent to entry," and the right to keep your door closed. Sometimes ICE will show you paperwork that looks like this and tell you that they have the right to arrest you. That is false. ICE is legally allowed to lie to you, but you have the right to remain silent. If you're being detained, you may always ask, "Am I free to go?" repeatedly until they answer you. You are legally allowed to film ICE as long as you do not interfere with an arrest. It is important to remain calm during any interaction with ICE or law enforcement. Do not impede their investigation, resist arrest, or run. One last thing. New Yorkers have a constitutional right to protest, and when I'm mayor, we will protect that right. New York will always welcome immigrants, and I will fight each and every day to protect, support, and celebrate our immigrant brothers and sisters.
Continuing this sanctuary city lunacy, and he presents his stance with so much courage, such a righteous tone as if he's doing the right thing. Meanwhile, what's he actually doing? He's essentially supporting a policy that actively creates an underclass of people who are being trafficked, smuggled, exploited, and at the core operating all of it are the cartels and illegal labor networks, the fraudsters, the sex ring operations, the drug networks. We know exactly where these policies lead because the George Floyd BLM era pushed these policies in spades following Joe Biden's auto pen win in 2021. And it was an absolute unmitigated disaster across the nation. And after being led down this ruinous path by the incompetent nincompoop known as Joe Biden, you would think that people would have enough common sense to see all the damage that was caused and then alter their policy preferences accordingly, but no, instead, vote for the same damn thing. Round 2. The problem, I guess, is also the remedy, right? Maybe a double negative will turn to a positive. No, of course not. We've seen this before. We know exactly how this ends. And so do the Democrats, by the way, which are panicking. I could pretty much guarantee you that, just reading Stephanie Ruhle's body language and her interaction with Kathy Hochul in this clip.
Spent a whole lot of money, but I walk into my pharmacy and everything is on lockdown because of shoplifters. I'm not going in the subway. People don't feel safe in this town. So you may have done these things, but right now we're not feeling good. We're worried we could be San Francisco.
We'll never be San Francisco.
Please don't let Mamdani turn us into San Francisco. Isn't that so funny? I thought San Francisco was a liberal utopia, a shining beacon at the top of the hill that the country should model itself after. I thought Democrat cities were the absolute best, and anything otherwise was Republican conspiracy theories and rhetoric. Yeah, obviously they know, and they're begging Kathy Hochul, please, we can't go back to this stuff. It ruined us in 2024, and well, I guess, too bad for them. It seems the beast that they created is now freaking consuming them. And that beast in this case is the New York City electorate that sent a very clear message. Let's run it back, but 2 times harder this time. This time, rather than communist undertones, it's full-blown communist overtones. No more of this crypto-commie stuff. They're full-blown, baby. That's the beast that Democrats created, and now it's staring them in the frickin' face. You know, I just have a feeling that in 2025, turning your city into a third-world migrant hellscape, you know, it's just a kind of a hard sell. But I guess that's the Democrat Party's problem to deal with. And oh boy, is Mamdani off to the races. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.